This is why I don't understand local television. It seems common sense is not a virtue at, among other stations, KTVU, which I continue to lambaste and continue to think who is running the show. It's more like a circus. Who is considered the boss at KTVU? Well, nobody really seems to know or care for that matter. You have an absentee GM, you have a news director ostensibly in charge to put out the manpower and to dictate the kind of coverage that they should be getting. Excuse me, at KTVU. They've been doing a revolving door of weather anchors. They haven't really picked a formal weather anchor for 6 o'clock and most importantly at 10 o'clock, their bread and butter newscasts still at KTVU. Now, I'm not a huge Steve Paulson fan, but I like his humor. He's got some depth. He obviously knows weather. But apparently, Steve Paulson, either one of two reasons, is not crazy about working at night, likes where he's at in the morning and midday, or the nincompoops, the yutzes who run KTVU think that he's too bland. You know what it is, folks? I'm just going to be blunt and tell you, not that this is such a stretch. Two things. They deem Paulson as, yeah, bland, but most importantly, they think he's not qualified because he's a white guy. And I'm not one of these guys who's going to go into the racial aspect of what is modern day, what dictates modern day policy when it comes to this type of business. But Paulson is kind of like a Bill Martin, but he's got a little bit more fluid delivery. He's interesting. I mentioned he's got a sense of humor. I mentioned the fact that he's also worked there a long time. He's got a little bit of a following. Again, not the biggest fan, but the guy knows what he's doing. He has gusto. He's got a little bit of oomph, the it factor. He would make a very, very decent weather anchor, permanent at 10 o'clock. Instead, what do we have? We have a combination of the revolving door anchors. We have Roberta Gonzalez. We have occasionally Rosemary Orozco, sometimes Mark Tamayo. They still, as I stated, they have not made a formal announcement. They have in mind now, I guess they just don't know, so they're going to float around these various characters. Steve Paulson would make for a very adept candidate, as I just mentioned, some of the various reasons. But common sense is, again, a virtue at Channel 2. It's so bad there now. I don't even watch their news. I watch just out of sheer habit some of their early evening newscasts. And they don't know how to pick people. They go on merit as opposed to talent. And then when they're supposed to making a decision that benefits the product, that benefits the newscast, that benefits the station, that goes out the door. And they go on who is due the position, much like they chose Mike Me back because they said he paid his dues. Not because he's talented, not because he'd make a good candidate. He paid his dues. It is ludicrous, folks. Steve Paulson would make a terrific candidate to be the permanent weather anchor at 10 o'clock. But don't hold your breath.